Hold up, wait a minute, all good just a week ago. Crew at my house and we party every weekend. So on the radio, that's my favorite song. Make me bounce around like I don't know, like I won't be here long. Now the thrill is gone, got no patience, cause I'm not a doctor. Girl, why is you lying? Girl, why you move faster? Yeah, me casa su casa. Got it stripping like Gaza. Got so high off volcanoes. Now the flow is so lava. Yeah, we spit that saliva. iPhone got message from Viber. Either the head is so hydra or we let bygones be bygones. My God, you pay for your friends. I'll take that as a compliment. Got a house full of homies. Why I feel so the opposite. Incompetent ain't the half of it. Saturdays with young lavish. Just saddest shit is I'm bad as it. These things took from the cabinet. Sorry, I'm just scared of the future. Till 2005, I got your back, we can do this. Hold up. No matter what you say, what you do.
Welcome, everyone. Finally, it is here. I have been waiting on Welcome to Derry to come out for a while because I am a Stephen King fan and I'm a fan of it. The first movie and the remake of the movie. I enjoy both. This is going to be a spoiler review. Heads up. If you have not seen it, go watch it and then come back. Save it to your watch later playlist and then come on back because we are going to talk about this episode and we're going to dissect each part and the Stephen King references because if you haven't known, Stephen King kind of connects his movies. There's a whole Stephen King universe that nobody's talking enough about, but we are going to dive into that today. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit like, and turn on your notification bell so that you can get reminders and notified when we drop content like this. Now, Welcome to Derry episode 1. I wasn't expecting it to hit us so hard the way that it did. Like we started off like, let's go. One thing I always talk about, a cold opening in anything horror. Well, they gave us a cold opening just right there. And, some people don't mind, taking children out. Stephen King's one of them. He's like, F them kids. This series, no different. It takes place in 62. So before we got the Losers Club in the movie that came out in 1999, which we will be discussing on the channel. How did you feel about Welcome to Derry's pilot episode, which was also called Pilot?
I think it was dope. They did start out with a bang. I'll say that. And I already figured it was gonna be heavy on the taking the kids out because I mean it is Stephen King, but at the same time it's it. And that's his whole thing. Like he has he leans into like the fear of children, and that makes the prey taste better and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So I already figured it was gonna be like that, but not like this. Like not so soon, I guess I guess I can say. Cause my God, like it opened up crazy, but then it ended even crazier. And I was like, whoa, wait. Yeah, and I was so ready for like the next episode, which is like I hate how they don't drop the whole series. It bothers me so much. Especially when it's good.
Week to week. Like I'm cool with pacing myself because this was a lot to digest. Like this was a lot. They gave us a cold opening and they did a Shonda Rhimes, I'm gonna hit you in the last 5 minutes, which I also love. And so that you will be left off like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Man, that's why like I need the next one now. I need the next one now, fam. But nah, yeah, it was a good episode. Great episode.
We start this episode with 2 of the children that will be pretty much building upon the series. Maddie snuck into the movies, and we have this little girl here whose dad is he the manager or does he own the theater? I think he's like the manager there. And
I thought he was just working there.
I thought he was like the manager or something because the one guy that chased Maddie out of the theater, he was like looking to him about what to do, and her dad was just like it's not even that serious. Like, do you even know his parents? Like maybe he's here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But Maddie is trying to escape something we don't know, so he's sitting and watching a movie, which a movie. It's what was it? I can't think of the name of the movie. The movie.
The Westerners or something like that.
No, it was something about
West something. I don't know. I remember the sign.
uh, about a guy.
A movie about a guy.
A guy who was trying to sell like band equipment to people, but he really wasn't a musician.
God, I have no clue what freaking movie that is. What movie is that?
Yeah. Yes, it's called the Music Man.
Music Man. I guess you were kind of there. A movie about a guy. He was trying to sell instruments.
Yes, but really was not trying to teach nobody children how to play nothing.
That's hilarious.
So Maddie is in the movies and gets chased out of the movie theater. She sees him and is like, you know, I ain't no snitch because you know she a real one.
Yeah, she does homeboy a solid because he hid and bro thought he had ran, like, you know, was running away still. She sent the man in the wrong direction, but it took Maddie so long to come out of his hiding spot. Bro called him anyway. It was like Maddie ain't played the game right.
He should have stayed sitting there for just a little bit longer because she was just like, I got see that's I'm like she a real one because, and I'm glad whoever was like writing this kind of like understood the assignment here.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. They understood the assignment multiple times throughout this show.
Because like as a Black person, we don't do that snitching.
It was so many aspects of this show. I was like, yeah, that's.
I think her name was Veronica? Ronnie?
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that snitching stuff, and so that was pretty much on brand. So she was just like, I ain't that, you know, that ain't none of my business. But he did end up getting caught and getting chased out of the movie theater. Even though the Black dude wasn't even concerned about it. He just like that, but he's not even doing anything. But the white guy's like, he's just trying to watch free movie. Sir, you don't own the theater. So what if he sold two quarters, two nickels to watch a movie?
Oh my God, yeah.
What do he owe you? What do he owe you?
How much theaters cost back then, bro?
Exactly. What do you owe you? 50 cents for a movie? And you're upset about it? And then let me look that up. Movie ticket, and this was what, in the 60s?
Yeah, you wild.
Prices in the 60s, because I'm trying to see what this man was tripping about. 75 cents.
Oh man. Hey, that's a lot for the 60s. Jesus Christ.
And for a drive-in movie was a quarter.
I guess they figured if they don't provide the seats, you can save 50 cents if you bring your own seats.
And this man worried, and then that ain't even the price. That's probably an adult ticket right there. So take a little bit off of that for a child's ticket, and you running him off out of the movie theater for that.
Yeah, man.
Ridiculous. And we can clearly see when we meet Maddie, he's in the theater with a pacifier in his mouth. Now, we all know he looks way too old to have that pacifier in his mouth, but I'm thinking is that it is his comfort item, and he has regressed to a toddler infant behavior due to some type of trauma. Like, we immediately see there has to be something wrong, that he has to self-soothe, and that he's in the theater all by himself with no adults around.
Yeah, he has a
mind immediately goes that something has to be wrong with Maddie, and we're like, what's happening? Where's his parents? What trauma has he went through? Is he running from his parents? Are his parents okay? Like, who is there to help and support this child? And he goes to a place where there's a bunch of adults around, and none of the adults are trying to help him out. Like, where's the humanity for this child that seems to be lost without any parents? And none of the adults are going to him and saying, what's wrong? Are you safe? Do you need help?
This
Where
is
is
a
he
different time. This is a different time. Like a
and we
kid.
got and Derry as well is, from what I'm gathering from Stephen King novels, Derry is a place where everybody is kind of not
Weird.
about what's really going on. It's just like it's a known thing that weird and strange things happen, but we're not going to talk about it. And that they're content with like cruelty happening as long as they can turn their backs on it.
I mean, sure. I just feel like it's the 60s and kids being unattended in public places was the norm. Like, even for us, we grew up in the 90s and us being unattended in public places was the norm. We went to a lot of places by ourselves. We just don't do that no more. Like,
I mean, but not at that age. He's not like,
man,
it ain't
what?
like he's scraping like, but these look like 10, 11, 12-year-old or younger
Yeah,
than that.
that's around the time
I give them tween age.
I'll say from about 11 to 13. Me and the homies was hanging out at the mall, going to movies, all that. Like we would go get dropped off and just be out.
Number one, I probably was not. Number two, but he's by himself. That's you see what I'm saying? You said he's by himself. And the thing is, he's done this a couple of times.
You know how many movies I
out.
watched by myself? I saw Bruce Lee Red Dragon by myself. I saw Rush Hour by myself.
But then an older person dropped you off and paid. I'm saying he came to this theater several times alone.
Yeah, no, I dig it. But see, nobody in the crowd knows that. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
I think that even if they did, they wouldn't care because it's Derry. Like they don't.
I'm pretty sure they don't care.
They wouldn't care either way if he was safe or not. Like it's just something about Derry that they get complacent when things happen, like all the missing children's posters and the things that happen, like cruelty and abuse that happens publicly. Like ain't nobody saying nothing about these cruel things that happen.
Yeah, I mean, but it is also a different time because this is Cold War era America. People thinking about other stuff.
But technically in Derry, though, they think of the stuff, but because of what Derry has been built around, there is a malevolent spirit that kind of just sits within the town to where they just like, I'm going to ignore blatant abuse, violence, aggression, and harm. As long as it ain't got nothing to do with me, I ain't see nothing, I ain't saying nothing. Like they really don't. Yeah, they don't have that sense of community and camaraderie there.
Yeah,
there ain't nobody looking out for each other here.
It probably has something to do with location as well. I mean, it's freaking Maine, like
that, and you know the creature itself of it is not just Pennywise. It is literally a creature that takes many forms and was in this place of Derry before the city was around. Like the city was building up Derry. It's like building something over ancient Indian burial grounds. Like it wasn't built on solid foundation. Yeah. So there's always going to be something that is sinister in the atmosphere, and it bleeds over into the people.
No, I get that. But it's more than just Pennywise too. It's other things there, like because Derry is kind of like a junction. If you like, because you know how all his movies and Stephen King's movies and stuff are loosely connected. So like if you go through them, you can kind of see the loose connections. You'll start seeing some of the stuff in this. And like even in this first episode of Derry, like there were connections to other movies and other things that surround like this town, or like Stephen King's take on like parallel universes and stuff like that. Like so, this Derry is located somewhere weird in America, kind of like like a Bermuda Triangle type thing, but instead of things disappearing, things show up.
And see, that's because the creature of it was there first, and it takes many different forms. Pennywise is just a form of
Yeah,
it. So it takes different forms, and it plays on people's fears. Pennywise is just the one that's that is known for, but the it itself takes on many forms, as we see in also this opening scene here. After Maddie gets ran out of theater, he's hitchhiking a ride, and which these people are way too friendly. They're way too friendly to be picking up a little boy with a pacifier in his mouth, because again, people in Derry would not give a damn. That's why he ain't got a ride yet, because they really don't care. He could have had his thumb out for 7 days and 7 nights, and would nobody have stopped for him. That's why it was too good to be true when this family stopped, because they also were sort of possessed by that spirit of it. And then we get this demon baby that is tormenting these children in this episode. So
man. Do
you
you
know,
think
we
they were
lose
possessed?
Maddie in 5 minutes.
Yeah, Maddie
Gone.
got taken out there instantly. But like, do you think they were possessed? Because I see this as like it shape shifting. Like he was the car, he was the people in the car, he was everything that took place in the car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not like these people don't even exist. Or if they did, they were like previous victims or something. Because at the end they show up again in the movie. So
I
I
guess, yeah,
kind of
that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like they were probably like previous victims of his,
yeah.
and he's just utilizing them again for his own purposes at this point. But yeah, we lose.
Yeah.
Maddie is gone, and we get
That
a
was a
time.
crazy scene, man.
Yes, we get a time hop to 4
4 months.
months after Maddie's disappearance, and we meet a soldier here who is going to be one of the leads of the movie. Hopefully he lasts within this movie,
Yeah.
and this is how.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully
Cause
he
gee, they don't care. They don't they
exactly, because at this point
leave.
I feel like they could be doing like Game of Thrones, and we might not have them for too long. I think his
Any
name is
episode.
Leroy.
Yeah. He he was there
Boy,
like I
that's a
said.
color name if there ever was one.
Oh man, like it's a lot of that. It's a lot of on the nose stuff in this.
We meet Leroy.
Yeah, he's like a pilot or whatnot. He's like the sole survivor of some mission he was on. So there's this stigma around him already prior to him being black and being like the lead command over his unit. So yeah, when he shows up, there's already beef. And then on
Mhm.
top of that, it's tension because their base, their air base is the closest air base to Russia in the United States. So like if there was ever a nuclear strike, they would be the ones who were called first. So this is like the tip, like the guy said, we're the tip of the spear. They're in the most top secret, the most, like important military position in America right now, given the current climate. So there's a lot of responsibility to put on a black man in the 60s, and segregation is still a thing in certain places.
Mhm. And if they follow the books, there could be a potential of a race riot that happens, because in the book there's like a race riot that takes place during this time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if they want to follow closely with the books, I think that they will I think they'll let us see, or let that play out. And one of the guys who is also how we connect Derry to The Shining.
The Shining.
The old black guy from The Shining.
Yeah, Scatman Carruthers character.
He is in this series.
He's the driver. He kept looking at the new black dude. He kept looking at Leroy weird. And when I saw him, the way that he kept staring, I felt like he had the shine. Because that's a thing that they do. And it seemed like when he was looking at the black guy, he saw trouble or he saw something that was imminent, some issue regarding that him specifically showing up there. We just don't know what it is yet. But yeah, that was giving that off. Now I didn't realize that was his character from The Shining. I don't know where that theory came from. You sent me that theory. I didn't get that from watching the show. I don't know where that even came from.
That's because his name.
I didn't remember the guy's name from The Shining. That was my problem. I couldn't remember his name in the Shining.
Dick Halloran. That's him in his younger years, and and that's why when we get to him in The Shining, it's like he's older and he done been through some things and seen some things. Well, I bet you have. Like that, the Overlook Hotel is right up the same alley as being in Derry. He keep finding himself around supernatural.
I mean, he can't help it. He got the shine. They just drawn to it.
And it's like you can tell exactly how he was looking. Like it's like I see where this is going. I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, it's so weird because the people with the shine, I always say precogs is a bad power to me. But people with the shine look like these random indiscriminate powers that the shine gives. Those might be the worst powers in fiction because they don't help enough. They give hints and feelings and things like that, but they don't help enough, man. It was a feeling and a hint that got him taken out in The Shining when he came back to help little bro. But then he showed back up as a ghost in Dr. Sleep to help the guy. Dr. Sleep is probably my favorite Stephen King joint right now.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep is heavily underrated. I actually talked about Dr. Sleep on the channel. Check the shorts mini review of Dr. Sleep. But yes, definitely underrated film. So we got our group of children here.
Our would-be Stephen King outcast.
Yeah, y'all know how I had before his the list.
Gotta go down the list.
Exactly, the list of the Stephen King, the tropes and characters and things like that. Because if he ain't gonna do nothing else, he gonna recycle through that little list of stuff. And how did you feel about these kids?
Well, this gives a lot of credence to your idea that there's just something wrong with Derry, because the kids are weird, and it's the kids are naturally weird. You can say that the parents are hiding something. The parents may know more than they're letting on, and they may be hiding things that are going on in Derry, but the kids aren't, and the kids are just off. These kids are so socially awkward. We worried about weird things when it came to being in high school and being in grade school in general. But these kids are morbid. We didn't know at the time, but they put those pickles in Shorty's locker because of how her dad died. That's morbid as crap. Something wrong with them. And then just the way they interact. You know how M. Night Shyamalan, his writing is weird to the point where he has great actors, but they act kind of funny, almost like they're bad actors in the movie because their lines and their delivery is weird. These kids were like that. They're just kind of off, especially the Jewish kid. What is Teddy? Teddy had a weird adult disposition that I didn't understand. Why is he so adult like?
Oh yeah, I agree. And that's why I had to pull up. I have to keep this on deck Because what he is gonna do is is keep the troubled teen. You got the child with powers. You got some bullies here. Alcoholic, the villainous outsider.
Well,
See this.
we
Yeah,
saw the bullies instantly. We saw the bullies instantly.
okay. He
Oh
gonna,
man,
keep these tropes, and he gonna have a magical Negro up here too.
you think so? You think Scatman Carruthers' old character gonna be the magical Negro? But if he if he helps Leroy, if he helps the other black guy, is he still a magical Negro? Because magical Negroes are designed to help white characters. So if he helps the black character, then they subvert the trope of being the magical.
No,
Right.
you can still be that.
I get it. I mean, they do that though. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand why like writers look at an ethnicity and think mysticism. They do the same thing for Asians. They do the same thing for Native Americans. The Native American is a spiritual person. Asians got some kind of kung fu mysticism. Like
We already got the token black friend. We got Ronnie.
I mean, she ain't token. She ain't the black friend yet.
Yes, she is. Where the other ones at?
Cause she didn't even want to deal with them. Cause she thought it was coming to ask questions about her dad. She was like, "Get y'all ass up out of here."
Right here at the bottom, the angry black woman.
They did give us that. They did.
Strong black woman, still hanging in there. We made it to the end.
Yeah, hey, she did do her thing. She saved little shorty at the end too. The only one that made it out alive.
We got the magical Negro from The Shining up in here. And he's literally not just a magical Negro, he is magical because he has 6 sense.
He got the shine. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. They might subvert some of these.
The black elite athlete, which is the soldier there, Leroy.
I mean,
did you not see Leroy, the black best athlete? Was Leroy not whooping them dudes' ass that came in that room to try to pull him out in the middle of the night? And they had on like these gas masks. And
they had on gear
and they had on his gear, and he was in the bed, had on pajamas and stuff.
I feel you, but at the same time, his friend came in, was beating ass too, and he was white.
Before he came in, he was taking them. It was a 2v1. Was it not? And he disarmed them.
I mean, I got you.
His friend came in later to help him out, to help get him out of that, but he was kind of holding his own.
His whole selection thing has to do with him being a survivor of an incident that he probably has PTSD over, and we're probably going to explore later on in the series. So I don't think that he is too much of a trope because how many leading black men in a property that is like, Stephen King or like something that's not black centric, do they actually go in and explore the psychological aspects of being like, he's gonna get the being black exploration and the being a soldier during the Cold War. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get both of those. I just think that that's kind of different. Like sure, there's tropes already. Like a lot of Stephen King things, like adaptations, we're here for the tropes. You know what I'm saying? It's just we want some subversion. And I think we'll get some subversion when it comes to this, at least. At least as far as the black leads. I mean, okay, the magical Negro is a magical Negro. We already know that. Other than that, I think we'll get better you know, better stories going forward for our black characters. Hopefully. Bruh.
We were just talking about. So
Just talking about bruh.
as we are having this story with the children, we are also getting a B plot with these soldiers here and Leroy. So while when he was getting there, they was pointing to a building that's just like they said only like they're running like special operations or something in that building.
Yeah, top secret, restricted.
Yeah, restricted area. So I guess we'll find out later in the season what that is for and how that all ties into the things that are going on with the children and Maddie. But for right now, it's a building that they was just like, you know, mind your business. Don't worry about it right now. And as a black person, we can understand that sometimes and say, well, you know what? Dang, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I got enough problems, especially being a black officer in military and having a little rank and people not really
having people like Masters right here be an asshole and don't want to salute you.
And like I said, and I think this was a foreshadowing of the race riots that might play out within the series. If they're going to stick with the book, especially going back to this year of 1962, that's where it happened. And so if this series is taking place right there, I'm pretty sure that is what is going to happen. And they say from what it's gathered in the books is that because it's in Derry, that Pennywise kind of incited it to happen. And of course, if it's happening in this town that just nobody cares about anybody really, like it could get brutal. It really could. If they let it play out, like that might be something very brutal.
I mean, but it's Derry, Maine. Like, how many black people is in Derry, Maine?
Well, they form like a little, like a group, like a
like a 5-man group, a 10-man group.
So we don't see.
Cause it's not a lot of black people in Maine in general. But when they passed that restricted area, you know what it made me think about the movie The Mist. Cause those military guys are working on something, they open up their portal that let that fog out. And so
there's always in a lot of Stephen King movies, he has like a secret military group.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of trying to see if Stephen King got his own Men in Black.
Yeah, he does. It's like some kind of military through line with like the occult.
Yeah,
like a secret occult branch of the U.S. military that works on things that like the normal main branches of the military don't work on. But like the connection gets deeper, especially right here. But yeah, like I was saying, but like The Mist, how like at the beginning of The Mist, you see the guy, the main character, is painting a picture of the gunslinger, and then the movie that came out with Idris Elba as the gunslinger was also part of the Stephen King universe. And when the guy was, the Dark Tower, yeah, and like, but like in The Mist, the movie The Mist, those creatures and that mist comes from a dimension that's between the Dark Tower dimension and our dimension. So this like a barrier or whatnot. And like that's like kind of like where all the bad things come from. Supposedly, like Pennywise comes from there too. And like in this scene, when the kids are kind of like thinking about Maddie, like how Maddie goes missing, it's been 4 months. And nobody really cares. Like, you know, we've been saying nobody cares. And the girl starts reminiscing about her and Maddie, her last time seeing them. And he gives her the turtle thing. That's like the supposed, I guess, good entity in the Stephen King universe is the turtle. That's like the turtle of life thing or whatnot. And like they're all the reality exists on the turtle's back or some shit like that. It's real deep. It's a lot of information. But I think there's gonna be a connection between like whatever top secret thing that military thing is doing, and like, you know, the mist and like this turtle and like, you know, like crossing realms. I think that's gonna happen. I think like just the way that this episode set it up, it really feels like they're leaning towards us seeing like the Stephen King multiverse. You know what I'm saying?
And I hope that they go in that direction, so that if this show is successful, we get better works coming from the Stephen King universe, if they can like
Yeah.
pick and pull things from this series. But Maddie has one little friend, this little girl here, and you know, and I was glad to see he had one, for instance. Those boys was really not his friend. They was invited to his birthday party and they didn't even want to go. They were just
They
like, nah,
didn't go.
they didn't want to go. They didn't go, and they were just like, that's just what it's gonna be. Like, I ain't got time for that. They
Yeah,
said,
but
ain't
see,
nobody got time for that.
but this is how like Pennywise plays on you, because like they're all experiencing guilt because of the last thing they did to Maddie was like ditch him. And like even with her, she feels like when he leaned in for the kiss, when he took to the little tower thing and he tried to kiss her and she kind of like backs away, she feels like her rejection sent him away. You know, like he ran away because of that. And like some of it might have been because of that, but he was going through a lot prior to her and prior to that whole interaction. But yeah, getting ditched by these kids and then having the rejection from her, and then he tries to run away from Derry right after. So yeah, that's how Pennywise kind of like, I guess, seasons his food. Like he's psychologically, you know, screwing with these kids. Because I mean, if you're fearful and hopeless, you taste better. Like that's always been a thing with Pennywise, which is crazy. But yeah, that's some Stephen King. Stephen King said he was on cocaine when he when he made your boy.
Yeah, that powder.
He said it.
I mean, but we can't.
Oh yeah.
But yes, he was.
Oh yeah, he definitely was. Oh yeah, totally forgot. Oh my god, all these rules. But yeah, man, this scene here, this setup here was crazy. Like I think.
Well, we got to talk about Lily for a minute, though. Lily, dad had passed was like a year or so now, and
Yeah,
she blamed herself for her father's death, and
yeah,
she went into such a deep grief for her father that she ended up at the Juniper Hill Hospital, which we saw in the It movies that were the remakes, the 2017 versions or something like that. The recent It movies, they had one of the bullies, I think, ended up at the hospital, but she was
mhm,
grieving her father so hard that she ended up in a mental hospital, and that kind of outcasted her amongst her peers because she had a lot of guilt for what happened to her father, and she's still processing it to the point where she can't even go to his gravesite. And she has, you know, her little friend at school and befriend Maddie. I guess, you know, sometimes when, you know, people have trauma themselves, and I'm assuming she might know some things about Maddie and his trauma as to why they got close with each other, that he was a dependable friend to kind of help her process her grief of what she was going through and whatever trauma that he had going on, because she wasn't really talking to her family about what she was going through with her father. At least she had somebody to help talk to and support. And the thing is, in these days, there wasn't a such thing as like the counseling and the talk therapy. Like if something happened to you, they immediately locked you away, and that wasn't exactly the most healing thing to do. They're not helping you. They just giving you a diagnosis and some medicine and locking you away. She wasn't able to sit and process what was going on with her and her grief, But at least she did have Maddie, because that other little girl that she was talking to at school looked like she wasn't here for it. She was just trying to play, let's be friends with the popular people, and I don't want to hear no crazy stuff. But at least I feel like she felt safe enough and vulnerable enough to talk to Maddie, which means he probably opened up to her about what was going on. So I would like to know what she knew about Maddie and his home life as to where they could both click and relate to each other.
I don't know. It might just be trauma, recognizing trauma.
Yeah, it could be a trauma bond.
Yeah. It's a lot of that.
Now y'all know didn't we talk about this a little while ago, that in the movies back in the day, when something happened, you got to go where? To the library. Got to do your research.
Yeah.
And so the group ends up in the library because after they meet up and talk to each other, they're just like, okay, something might be strange.
That's the mangler.
And dealing with what is his name? Maddie's death. So they all want to talk to each other. But yeah, that's how Lily's father passed, and she still has not gotten over this.
Yeah. Well, see, when she was talking, when during the little flashback, she's reminiscing about this, looking at the turtle, which, I mean, again, they zoom in on the turtle for a reason. And like that whole thing about her dad being like pulled into the machine and pretty much grinded up, like that's Stephen King's short story, The Mangler, is about a machine that's like possessed inside of a factory and is pulling people in. Like I said, Stephen King was on that stuff. Like bro was making inanimate objects the antagonist. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when she was describing that, I immediately thought, did your dad get got by the mangler, by the freaking possessed machine? And like, that's wild. That's wild if that's what that is. Cause Stephen King's absolutely insane. Like,
but I'm glad they got a chance to meet and team up with each other to see what was going on, because they were kind of going through what happened with Maddie kind of individually, and they had to get it together to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, they see this is what we were talking about this earlier in one of our other reviews. We're talking about how like people in most films or movies or whatnot are like skeptical when like you're telling them the thing is happening and they're like, oh no, hell no, that sounds absolutely insane. And then the people who are skeptical, they get got first. In this case, all the kids had a feeling like, yeah, we might be on to something early. Like there was very little skepticism early. The one skeptic was the girl's friend with the glasses who didn't want to be. She didn't want to look crazy in front of the other girls or whatnot. She was more worried about status, and she was also wondering like, when did you start talking to bro? Maddie, because you know what I'm saying, like nobody talks to Maddie. Like when you start talking to Maddie, because she didn't know that her and Maddie had shared that moment, and that's because like she couldn't share nothing with her friends for real. Like her girlfriends, like her homegirls, they wouldn't even listen to her about her dad and his passing. So yeah, like it's funny that the one actual friend was the skeptic, and the people that she's not friends with were the ones that believed her when she said Maddie was sending her messages.
And that's how you form your new crew, is when something major strikes and you got to get together these people. But yeah, he reached out to her from the sewer singing down there. She heard him singing a song, and she went to the other couple of boys that were invited to his party but didn't go, to be like, look, I know y'all wasn't cool like that, but he liked you enough to go to his party. So I mean, well, what are we gonna do about it? And you know, it didn't take it barely took 2 seconds of convincing before they was just like, you know what, all right, let's roll with it.
Heck yeah. And then they kept
Leroy.
huh?
I said Leroy here.
Man, they kept interjecting like his story in the middle of these kids' investigation, and like that's another reason why I want to see the next episode, because his story is building to something that like nothing happened in his story, like other than him getting attacked, at night, and that I don't know if that was a loyalty test or it was a real attack. But it, like, other than him getting attacked, his story hasn't built to anything in the first episode. So I feel like his story is going to be the main story, and this scene is what set that up in my mind, because this is when we learned that he was the sole survivor of his previous operation, and because of that, he has this stigma around him, like kind of like he's the Grim Reaper. You know what I'm saying? Like if he goes out, he comes back, he's the only man. He goes out with a crew, he's the only man comes back. And when you have that stigma, especially like in the military, nobody wants to work with you because they're afraid of being unalived while working with you, because everybody's passing away around you. So like when they set that up, I got the feeling of like bad things follow Leroy. Like bad things follow him, and there's something bad, something overarching, other than like Pennywise, other than like what the kids are going through, that's gonna happen regarding him. But they haven't shown us a lot, but they kept interrupting what the more I guess enthusiastic story with the kids. They kept intercutting that with Leroy here, and I'm trying to figure out like where they're going with that, because there's something about him, and old scat man looking at him like something wrong with Leroy.
That drew him to Derry.
It might be.
Drew him there.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with every single person in his last unit not making it. Because you don't have something tragic like that and you get called a Derry to lead the military unit there in one of the most important things at the time, which is the Cold War issue between us and Russia. Yeah, nah, it got something to do. His backstory got something to do with why he's there specifically.
And if you weren't a believer before,
bruh,
yeah, the concept of it plays on people's fears, and like the skin, when that one boy learned that, and his ancestors, faces and skin were being used for furniture and stuff, like it just so happens that he has this way of the it popping up to instill fear in him. And just so like Pennywise, like you said, he's taking his time with making sure they're good and scared for the next meal. Because he could easily just go randomly pick somebody off and take them, but it's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah, it's
the more afraid you are, the more he benefits.
Look, I always felt like Pennywise went after. I mean, he goes after fear, but he also goes after like the gifted too. It's like you have like powers, abilities, you know what I'm saying, the shine, like you're more appetizing to him. And kids are more aligned with like the shine. They're more likely to have a grasp of that ability than adults are, which is why he targets kids. And also their fear is less rational than an adult's fear. So they're more likely to believe the fantastical things that they see and that he shows them. But in this sense, like it has them, Pennywise has them going on this hunt for bro that died in the beginning, for Maddie. And doing that, he is scaring them slowly but surely along the way, getting them prepared for like, you know, him to eat them later on. And there's just the way that he operates. Like he was there listening to this conversation with his parents in order for him to come to him that night as a fear that was just developed, because this kid knew nothing about the history of, you know what I'm saying, of like what happened to his people in Germany. Like he knew nothing about that. So like boom, bro immediately started playing on his fears.
And it's apparently it worked. But yeah, he likes that tween age because they're right there on the cusp of children believing any and everything, like you said, any kind of fantasy, mystical, paranormal stuff, and then the age of like, let's grow up. And the thrill of the chase is these kids that want to grow up and starting to operate in the adult world. Like, how can I scare them back into a regress state? Like Maddie sitting there with that pacifier in his mouth.
Yeah, Maddie had issues.
And got to read the newspaper clippings. We got to team it up.
Yeah, this is
research.
So like this
And they go and also find Ronnie because
yeah,
they said in the newspaper the last people to see him alive was the ones in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, her father has gotten a lot of backlash and harassment at the theater. So she really ain't in the mood for crowds of people.
Yeah, because he was accused of like being involved in the kid's disappearance. And but see, this is what they really subverted my expectations, because this seems like the classic kid group team up and go fight the bad thing. It felt like that. It felt like they were coming up like this is going to be our cast for this season of Welcome to Derry, and it was not.
They did a good job of trying to make us care, though. They
did.
They really felt like made it seem like we wanted to get attached to these characters and like we were just going to be in it for the long haul. We thought we was in there hanging tight with this crew as they're learning each other and coming together to actually find the truth about what happened to Maddie, even if they all weren't friends right now. But it's just like we all have this in common. We kind of want to know what's going on because, you know, him just being disappearing like that, it's not sitting right with anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I keep saying, man, they kept intercutting what I wanted to see with what we don't know what's going on yet, because we don't know what's going on with this guy at this base yet. But it kept being intercut with what the kids were doing, so it has to be something. But in this scene, when those guys first, how they set this up, because the Leroy was going to sleep, and you saw the guy in the window outside, like creeping in. I'm thinking, like, is this supernatural? Is that Pennywise? Like, is there something coming to get this guy? And like, because if it was, it would have been like out of nowhere. It's not established that anything at this base had anything to do with the supernatural stuff going on in Derry. So I was confused by that at first, but then they came in and started beating on dude. I thought it was a purity test. Like, this is the Cold War era. They're trying to see if you down. They're trying to see, like, if your life is on the line, will you give up military secrets or not? That's what I thought it was. Like, these guys that was beating on them actually work on the base, and they're actually just testing to see if he's fit for the job. I don't know if that's the case or not, or these guys are really spies for real, trying to find and sell secrets to Russia. You know, like, I don't know, because we never saw who they were. They just ran when bro friend came in. So, but yeah, like, again, this whole base thing is very straightforward. There's not a lot of supernatural happenings there yet. So I'm thinking that the key to everything is gonna be there, because they always, you know, kind of misdirect us. And like we're so focused on the supernatural happenings in Derry that we're not thinking about like what's happening on that base. because something is happening on that base. We just don't know what it is yet.
This is Stephen King's Men in Black right here.
Yeah, something going down.
So they go and try to see if there were any clues in the movie because Maddie was singing the song from the movie. What did I call it? Was it the Music Man? Is that what I said it was?
Yeah, Music Man. The Wild Westerners. It was that was the poster when they were walking in.
So they go to the theater to see if they could get any clues from this song. And instead they find Maddie in the movie screen, which is what happened in the It remake when they were watching a projector screen and Pennywise came through. This time they saw Maddie, and Maddie seems like he was possessed by Pennywise, and then the little demon baby jumped out of the damn movie theater screen. Like this all happened very, very quickly. Like, dog, I thought it seemed like they was at the beginning of their scavenger hunt, and all hell broke loose.
It was a trap. I mean, he was luring them there.
Things escalated very, very quickly. And yes, they were not ready for what was about to happen. And I get it, that's the innocence of kids that they saw Maddie on the film screen and they were like, come out, we're here. And I just couldn't picture a bunch of adults doing that because somebody would have been like, y'all are hallucinating. I ain't playing this game with y'all. Like, maybe he just in the movie. Maybe Maddie didn't get kidnapped. Maybe he just made this movie and he wants y'all to see he wanted to go to Hollywood. Like, they would have tried to like rationalize it. But them kids was like, Maddie, come your ass out the screen. We right here, dog. Let's go.
You see that little black girl ain't say come out. She was up in the projector room. She was what the hell?
Well, she wasn't over there anyway.
Nah, she was looking for the projector. Like, she saw it in the projector room. She was like, what the hell? Like, she couldn't believe it.
But like, she didn't see it first. Like, she didn't go down there.
Yeah, I know she didn't go down there, but from where she wasn't beckoning somebody to come out of the screen.
Exactly. They would say she wasn't. She was like,
yo, what the hell is that?
Like, y'all got it. I did my job. Y'all told me to cut it on, and I did.
Oh man, hey, she did come for him though, because it tried to lock her out of there, so she couldn't open the theater for him. So she did break that glass and come down there and get. At least she saved one person.
But she was just like, go down there. That don't look safe, and it didn't.
It wasn't.
But then nothing about this look safe, man. At all.
Like, there's the way that they're killing, like, way that they're taking out these kids, like they're kids. And it's like because Teddy got thrown across the room in two different directions at the same time.
By a little demon baby.
By a demon. And what's up with the baby imagery? Like, is like, is it born? Is this like his birth?
Maybe this is like another one of his. Maybe this is the cycle of what happens. Because they say like these things happen every like 20 something years, 15, 20 years or something like that. Like maybe this is like the beginning of the process in the cycle of it coming back and terrorizing people. Like we didn't get to see that in the movie, but like maybe this is what happens to get them back out there.
He got to come back as a baby.
This is the first time we get in this process.
If I can shapeshift, I'm not going to be that thing. It's not gonna be that thing. I will.
Maybe it takes it to build him up to the Pennywise that we see. It might take him to like we got to start over with this group of people. This group.
Got to eat some kids in order for him to get.
I gotta build back up to my, my final self. I got it's levels to this. Maybe we at level 1.
Right.
We gotta see it through. Boy, they just didn't care anything about these kids. Like, by the time we get through this movie, there are 2 children left.
Yeah.
2 girls.
Yeah, and bro, little sister was super young in there. She got 8, like one bite, and the other thing was left with her hand.
Yes. 2 kids left. And already they're still dealing with the trauma of Maddie going missing. And now they just had to go through a slaughter.
I mean, they know what happened to Maddie now. Ain't no need in searching no more. It's time to go tell somebody. Like, what the hell?
Tell who? That's my thing. Who are they going to tell that this happened? Who is going to listen? Because telling the story that they if they tell this story, both of them gonna be in Juniper
Man,
jail.
it's gonna be like it's like little kid entrails all over the theater. Like, that ain't normal. None of that's normal.
But they might blame it on them too.
How 2 little girls spread kids entrails
Did you
all
remember in the first Child Play movie when the cop himself had to deal with trying to take out Chucky? They threw him in a fireplace. They took his head off, and they shot his last. And then by the second movie, when Andy's mom, they telling the backstory how she was trying to say what's going on. The police officer tried to make it seem like he ain't know nothing about it. Like, you can specifically tell them and show them evidence of what happened, but when adults are going to be skeptical, they're going to decide that doesn't seem real.
Man, I'm
That's impossible, and they're going to make up what actually happened.
I'm gonna pull a Joe Biden right now and say, if that little black girl daddy don't believe her, he ain't black.
They might. I feel like they're just covered up. They'll say it was like temporary insanity. They'll say the girls hallucinated. They'll say that the girls are traumatized. Somebody else came and did that, and they just didn't get to the girls yet. The girls may have chased them off, but there's still some signs. Like if you're that, because like they don't talk about the fact that Pennywise has been because this is not the first incident. Like, he's been doing this for generations.
I wonder,
and nobody's talking about it.
I wonder if Pennywise is purposefully hiding it because, like, it is the hiding it part of the seasoning process, or is the hiding it part of him preserving himself? Like, is he afraid of being exposed because that could actually hurt him? Or is he just not wanting to be exposed because the lack of exposure increases the fear? Because
they know something is going on. People in that town, they know things like this is not new. So I feel like they just be rationalize it because they don't like to talk about it.
I mean, but like, understand, like,
and he feeds off the mass hysteria though.
It's like with his skill set, he could just walk through your front door and just eat your kids. He ain't gotta do all this playing around.
That doesn't stir up enough mass hysteria.
Yeah, so like his whole point of keeping it a secret is to season the food.
Yep, it's to stir. He thrives off that mass hysteria. Like, he needs the town to. He needs these people to be in a frenzy. He needs them in a frenzy. So I don't know how they're going to explain this away, but I promise you, them adults, they're not going to blame it on Pennywise. They are going to call it something else. They're going to make it something else. They're not going to believe them when they say a demon baby jumped out of the film screen. Like, they're not going to be hearing that. That sounds wacky.
I'm not going to say it's a demon. I'm going to say, hey, somebody's a person. Kid.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? They could say that, but I'm saying, like, they can't say what actually happened.
No, like, but see, you gotta, like, at least get the word out. Like, there is a way to inform people, to inform skeptics, to have a skeptic be on their P's and Q's without alienating them from the concept of what really happened.
If you was the two girls, Lily and Ronnie, what you saying?
I mean, well, first off, if I'm Ronnie, I'm going to my dad. If my dad don't believe me, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, my peoples. If I went to my peoples, my mama gonna be like, "Oh, for real?" Like, ain't nobody doubting me if I tell them that this happened. That's my disposition compared to hers, because You know,
I'm talking
she's in
about
a.
outside of your parents, because your
I'm
parents
saying
might
like
believe in
she's
voodoo
in
stuff.
a TV show. So when you're in a TV show, they make people act more irrationally than they normally would.
Who would you believe outside of your parents that might believe in some wacky stuff? Who would you tell somebody? How would you tell them a demon baby jumped out of the screen?
I wouldn't. I'd be like,
And tell them, oh, Maddie's still alive. He was holding a demon baby, and the demon baby jumped out of Maddie's arms, came through the screen,
man,
and massacred.
we went to the theater and we found Maddie and he was dead. And then it was and he was gone. And it was a guy there that freaking did it. And he took out Teddy and other bro and his
See,
sister.
but you had to change it around. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going
They
to
can't
give it.
tell them what happened truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm still gonna inform you. I'm gonna give it to you in a way in which you are you are ready for something. Like I don't like you can't be hysterical and tell the truth because that works against you. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to inform adults. You do have to tell somebody that a thing is going on. And if you do that and those adults investigate that thing, more than likely they're going to come across some fantastical things of their own. The one thing you shouldn't do is just outright lie and say nothing happened, because there's no way nobody's going to believe nothing. 2-3 kids are gone. The theater is covered in blood.
But I'm
So
saying
are
that
you.
they're gonna have to tell them something, but they can't tell them the truth. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how they're gonna explain this because they can't tell them the whole truth. They're gonna have to say something, but I feel like it doesn't matter what they say. The adults are gonna make their own inferences and blame whoever for this, because they're not gonna be able to tell them exactly what happened. But the adults are not gonna make sense of what they're saying in this state of shock. They're gonna make a executive decision, a wrong one, and gonna call it and say something that it's not, and it's gonna blow back on the wrong person.
Nah, I feel you. I'm gonna inform the masses. I'm gonna let them know something going on. I
But you
saw
can say
them get
something
taken
going on, but that's the thing.
out.
You have to tread lightly with what you're saying. Yes, they can tell people something went
Yeah,
down, but
I
you
mean, you
can't
gotta be
inform them of
strategic.
what really happened without getting locked into Juniper Hills.
I got you, but you gotta be a little strategic. So some strategery.
I ain't telling them nothing.
You gonna get locked up for real, for real. They gonna think you the kid, you the unaliver.
I ain't saying my
They
name.
gonna think you was involved, man. Like, especially, well, first off, because they both have other people's entrails on them. You gotta take a
They
shower.
can literally say, I don't know, somebody came in here and did something. I don't know what I don't know. They had us tied up. My eyes was closed, I had a bandana. Like, I'm giving them the least amount of information. And the less things that sound crazy is just going,
I mean, you just
way.
what you gotta do is just let them know it's foul play. You gotta let them know that there is at this point a person taking out kids in Derry. Like, that's what needs to be understood. Like, once you get that word out there, I think the adults, if the adults care more than they currently have been showing, they will, and they will come across Pennywise themselves. Like, it'll happen if it's out there. You know what I'm saying? But or maybe the kids say something about it and the adults act real funny about it because they already know.
And if they do, that's definitely a way that they're good. If they already know, they're not going to help them with that. They're going to cover it up.
Yeah, see, that's the risk you take. Like, this is like those Goosebumps pick your own adventure books again. Right, what you do, you tell the authorities.
I'm not, but because they been knew this was going on in Derry, and ain't nobody saying nothing. They ain't try to protect these kids, warn these kids, nothing. So y'all are complicit in letting him just get away with this stuff. So ain't no point in even trying to go and talk to some people who ain't trying to hear it.
I mean, at that point, like, are the kids sacrificial? Like,
you see what I'm saying? I'm just like, I feel like they are, to some degree, they're just letting these things happen
They're
some kind of way.
complicit. The military, I can see the military being complicit with something like that. Like, in order to keep an entity like in check, you placate it to a certain extent. I don't see the parents of Derry being too keen on that though. Like, it has to be something that's secret to them too.
That I'm gonna go back to the movies. When what was the little boy name that Pennywise got in the very beginning?
Georgie.
Yes, when he got Georgie, there was somebody outside.
I don't remember that.
Yes, somebody blatantly was out there and was just like minding their own business, like they don't even see what's going on.
It might have been an agent.
I feel like they're just like they're letting it was like it was like one of the neighbors. So I feel like they just letting it happen. But you all let us know how you felt about Welcome to Derry season 1, episode 1. Drop in the comments your theories about the show. Did you like it? Are you gonna keep watching it? Any Stephen King references in this film that we didn't catch that you might have? Let us know. Drop it in the comments. And again, make sure you're like and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you'll know when we drop the next episode.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear. No, I can't help but to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a shame. What a shame. The poor groom's bride.
Thank you.
Thank you. I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.
Closing a goddamn door. No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality. I chime in. Haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.